I'm Phoenix Wright, and I think bailiffs should be allowed to fire whenever and whatever they want.
I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. I don't know why that matters. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired has something to do with the case? Yes.
I mean, we're gonna say yes.
I mean, Sarah Beth pointed out the photo.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof.
We also have a
What?
bullet? I don't know.
We do
It's
have the
probably
bullet.
just one.
hole. Oh, are we gonna look at the fingerprint of the gun on the bullet?
Fingerprints of the gun?
Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Ooh, everybody's getting sassy in this court.
Me every time I'm like, guys, save your surprise for after you've read the line.
Yeah.
No, hot take.
Very
We've
well,
already
Mr.
seen the
Wright.
evidence.
Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident?
Indeed, we do.
So,
I'm an attorney.
I'm an attorney, Your Honor.
I wouldn't lie.
It's not like I bluffed my way through all my cases.
Not like
not
Von
lying.
Karma made a joke and I decided to cross-examine a parrot.
That's not a lie.
Okay,
No, but-
that got him acquitted.
Yeah, but that was some bullshit also. But it's the photo from the DL6 incident. Like, there's a bullet hole in the window.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Take that! Look at this photograph.
I
boy.
really want to say
Do not, it is Edgeworth's dead father. Do not make a Vine joke right now.
This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. And that would be a Nickelback joke, not necessarily a Vine joke, Claire.
I know for a fact that Emma was going to say, look at this graph, because she said it every other time.
I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth.
And it's just good every time.
I'm sorry that Edgeworth has to see this photo right now. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where?
I'm freaking lose it.
Your Honor,
Bruh.
please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo.
Oh my god.
Fucking bullet hole.
What's that over there?
Take that! As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. Everyone's patience is so thin.
I see. A bullet hole in the door.
Wow, Judge, you should get some glasses.
Oh, it's a glory hole in the door.
I hate you.
Oh,
I
would
hate
be such
that's terrible.
bad.
The worst spot.
You know you made a
some
good joke when
people
everyone
might be into
immediately
it.
starts yelling in the chat.
Someone might enjoy that.
Your Honor, please.
In the elevator? Like in
In the
general.
glass elevator door. Okay.
That might be someone's look.
I can't.
Okay.
I
It's Amy's fault.
Your Honor! Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Wow, I guess so. What a terrible joke.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
Nothing, I can't
Can't
drive.
God.
It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart.
Jesus.
The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, We must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright. But who could that someone else be?
Most obviously the other guy in the elevator, but also how are we gonna prove that Edgeworth's shot is the one in the elevator door and not the one in his father's?
It's fine. The murderer, of course.
Objection. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright. Look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
So you can read after
I
that?
actually have read it.
Shit. The case summary. That's on page 1.
Oh.
Look what is written there.
Me reading a paper.
Not a single clue was found on the scene.
Okay, cool, but like...
If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
I mean, not if it went all the way through the door.
He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist.
Now hold on a second.
I mean, it does to be fired.
The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son.
God.
That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth.
And
But
nothing
also,
but the
he's
truth.
claiming that there was only one bullet and that it was able to be shot 2 times. Like, that makes no
It was
sense.
undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
Even called it a bullet hole. What is this guy talking about?
You're saying it was
It
a
is
bullet
so
hole.
awkward that Edgeworth is still standing here.
Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet.
Well, they overlooked the bullet hole.
So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
Gah! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Have I been wrong about this whole incident?
People are just dumb.
What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
No such thing. Nick!
Wrong?
If the second bullet wasn't there, all my conjectures are for nothing.
But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick.
Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
I hope so.
Yes, Your Honor. Why the fuck would I not pay attention?
Do you have any objections?
Good, but
No. No, I do not.
So you killed your father, though that was not your intention?
Yes, I did.
no. He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today.
Not if you drag out this court not long enough that it's tomorrow, and then he's off.
Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Please?
Nix.
I've been here before.
Yes.
Just like my first day in court when I forgot the victim's name. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
What a mood.
Mr. Wright? I mean, like, object.
No
Gotta
objections, Your Honor. Objection! Your Honor! I object!
It's objectionable. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Oof.
Nick?
He's trying out a little tactic from Edgeworth. I don't know. His case is perfect.
Oh no.
Grah!
What about the bullet?
What? It
It
must
must
exist.
exist.
Is this great?
Oh! Well, that was Mia.
Yeah.
The second bullet.
How else am I supposed to voice that? What? What did you just say?
Nothing.
The second bullet must exist? I needed
I
a
love how
ghost
they're
to
all
tell me
waiting
this?
for him, like, to figure this out. They're like, he objected. Let's let him think about it for a second.
But where?
Someone took it.
God, I love that she's apparently just, like, so upset that she's manifesting herself.
I'm a prof, guys.
It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, it will.
The second bullet. It existed.
What?
I'm really sad that he has to point this out like it should be obvious that it existed.
But we've just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
Mr. Von Karma?
Objection. The murderer? Then tell us just who is this murderer?
I'm
Hit you.
still thinking about that one.
So the criminal took the second bullet? But why?
Huh?
First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. It's an elevator, it's not that big. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
I mean,
They
we're
had
gonna
to
say
find it?
otherwise.
Why would...
Well, because... I mean, if the second bullet had been there, it would be easier to argue that Edgeworth is innocent, right?
Yeah, it's a frame up.
I don't know.
Sorry, so which one?
I'm saying the murderer had to find it, but I don't know what
Okay.
Amy was saying.
I don't know, it just feels weird, is all, but...
Of course there was a need. That's why they took it.
Bah, what possible reason could they have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is...
They were cautious?
I mean,
It could be
the
either. I
bullet
don't-
would be
it could also
proof because it would show that there had been 2 shots fired. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. But I guess I don't know what, like, the murderer was cautious means.
Okay.
I guess I would say-
more premeditated
okay,
and it's
well.
not really a
Well,
murder
sorry,
in the
there's
first
just
place.
sometimes there's a long silence, and then I go with whatever
No,
the
I
last
was-
thing said was.
I was about to argue the other one, but fine.
Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof?
Proof? Oh, that was not the right voice.
It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
Objection. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
You want to spend the time
Gregory.
digging around inside of
Yeah,
Gregory?
apparently they're on a first name basis.
Huh?
I mean, we literally have that bullet in the court record.
Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired?
Oh, right.
I mean, it would be kind of nasty to be like, nice, time to dig around in this corpse for the other bullet.
Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you. Shit.
Fuck. Sorry, guys.
Ah, this isn't going so well.
Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? So maybe no, if he only took one. Maybe it's that he didn't need it.
But we didn't get immediately penalized for saying the murderer had to find it. But I mean, I guess you're... I don't know.
I mean, we could,
I feel like
it
it's
could
that he
be that
didn't need it.
Need it, but that they wanted it.
Yeah.
Like, this is my
Okay.
trophy for killing Gregory, whom I hated.
Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it.
Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy.
I'd argue that Phoenix is pretty crazy
Don't
already.
think why the bullet was taken.
I interrogated a parrot, Mia.
Think why the bullet had to be taken. What?
So we could frame Edgeworth. I feel like that's a step.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet.
Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you
Was
mean?
was the murderer shot?
Well,
Yeah,
for
was it in
instance...
him?
For instance, what? This is just bullshitting any speak. Maybe the bullet,
The bullet.
shit. Like when Mr. Saw It threw his toupee at me.
Set
Oh,
phaser
God.
to bullet.
Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer?
The bullet hit the murderer?
Someone's gonna say there wasn't enough blood.
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you?
God.
It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know?
Oh my god, Phoenix.
God.
Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
This man.
Let me get this straight. So, at the time of the murderer themselves was shot? And they left with the second bullet still inside of them?
Edgeworth shot him.
Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime?
Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes.
But there's a problem with that. The other 2 people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean...
Say Edgeworth was harmed.
The murder... Oh no.
I would
The
argue that
murderer... The murderer came from outside, yes. What? This guy is clearly just making shit up.
Okay.
The 2 men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it.
Please stop showing me this image.
It's really hurtful. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness.
So either way, Edgeworth is a murderer.
Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known.
You're saying this now?
I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
Oh, my dear judge,
This
this is only
is
the first
Edward's
game.
line, word for word.
Objection. What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
Hell yeah, you did.
Crazy?
I'm gonna take a vacation right after this.
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. Was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
A vacation? Several months, you said?
What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of the shock?
But took it because he was injured.
Which would mean...
It could only mean one thing.
he was the murderer in the DL6 incident.
Fucked up.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
See, for some reason, I was fooled by the fact that he had committed an earlier crime already of writing the letter, and I did not consider the possibility of him being the killer until this moment when watching the playthrough.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
Oh, man!
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well? You have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now?
Say it now.
Yeah. Don't.
Say
Like,
that
why would you
now.
wait?
Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
What?
This whole time Edgeworth is there like,
Von Karma!
Oh, he got over it quick.
Von Karma?
I hate it.
Got that music, though.
You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there and could possibly kill all of us right now?
The one that tased me yesterday?
God.
You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
strong.
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal from my injury from the incident? Fascinating.
The incident.
Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright?
I mean, you could have just dug it out in your kitchen.
Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. You don't actually need to remove the bullet unless it's at risk of damaging something, though. Like, a lot of people just have bullets still in them. Like, they don't always take it out.
Let's operate right now.
Take a look.
Nick. Let's find out who his doctor is.
Somehow.
It's no use.
Why, it was another attorney, of course.
Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well.
What?
He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues.
It's still...
He probably didn't undergo surgery.
Oh my god, wait.
That would leave a doctor as a witness.
So it...
Grr.
Wait, we
Nobody's
still
that
have the-
perfect.
Guys, you know what we still have?
Metal detector?
Metal detector.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself?
Nah, it's just...
That's insane!
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself.
I mean,
You could.
How supernatural that.
Wait.
Please tell me we're gonna use a metal detector on this man in court.
What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
I'm gonna leave.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Fucking shows the metal detector.
So metal detector
mean-
here, I'm gonna run this over Von Karma right now.
Alright, Von Karma. I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
I don't like that sentence.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is...
Can whip out that metal detector.
Heck yeah. Please do.
Take that! Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then, I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. After all, lawyers are not surgeons.
You don't mean.
Mr. Wright.
I do. I thought I was gonna shake my head for a second. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. What is happening in this trial?
The bullet in it? Is that even possible? For all these years?
Why would it not be?
Well, there's one way to find out.
I feel like there's
I
more than
just
one
so
way to
happen
find
to
out.
have this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find.
Objection. Oh my god.
Oh god.
I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this
Search and
means
seizure.
He has the right to refuse.
you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you?
Oh my god, he's sweating a
The bullet is
lot.
still inside them? Why is
Grabbing
he
his
sweating so
shoulder.
much?
Sweating
Order!
bullets.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Maybe he has a pacemaker.
Objection. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
Objection! The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said that we had to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick! What does this mean?
It means you run over there and you hold up the metal detector.
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Just
Careful,
like
his
Von
earrings
Karma
might
gave
set it off.
Gregory Edgeworth.